Good morning, students of Standard 10. Welcome back. Yet another episode of History and Civics. Today we are going to take up with the social religious reform movements, their impact in the Indian national movement. In the 19th century, we had seen that many social evils pertain in the Indian society. The educated Indians who were of the fresh mind, who received Western education, and they had a different way of looking at things because their mental horizon was widened and they had their own scientific views and philosophical ideas to look into the society. Therefore, they condemned certain social evils that pertain in the society. Along with them, many social reform movements also sprang up, like the Arya Samaj, the Brahma Samaj, the Pratana Samaj, and the Ramakrishna Mission. All these movements, they tried to purify the Hindu religion and do away with the social evils that pertain in the society. At the same time, these national movement awakened the Indian masses, their culture, their pride, and in a way they fostered a feeling of nationalism in the Indian freedom struggle. So today we are going to deal about what are the impacts of social religious reform movements. Let's have a view. In this religious sphere, the reform movements combated religious superstitions, attacked idolatry, polytheism, and hereditary priesthood. In the social sphere, these movements attacked the caste system, child marriage, sati system, female infanticide, untouchability, and other social and legal inequalities. These movements were progressive in character, for they sought reorganization of society on democratic lines and on the basis of ideas, individual equality, social equality, reason, enlightenment, and liberalism. Most of the religious societies had no political mission. All the same, whosoever came under their influence rapidly developed a sense of self-respect, self-confidence, and spirit of patriotism. Since many reform movements drew their inspiration from India's rich cultural heritage, these promoted pan-Indian feelings and the spirit of nationalism. As a result of this movement, significant advances were made in the field of emancipation of women. Some legal measures were introduced to elevate their status. The practice of sati and infanticide were made illegal. In 1856, a law was passed permitting widow remarriage. Another law passed in 1860 raised the marriageable age of girls to 10, which was a significant advancement in those days. Many superstitions also began to disappear. As the close of the century, it was no longer considered sinful to travel to foreign countries. The reform movements contributed a great deal to the birth of Indian nationalism. These were countrywide movements influencing people wherever and not just in isolated areas. The reform activities united people by attacking institutions like caste, which hampered social unity and created a sense of oneness in the people. Therefore, they played an important role in the rise of nationalism. Now, some great social reformers. Raja Ram Mohan Roy and the Brahma Samaj. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, 1772 to 1833 AD, was the first great socio-religious reformer in the 19th century. He is known as the father of Indian Renaissance because of his ideas and pioneering work in the field of socio-religious reforms. Religious reforms. To purify the Hindu religion, Raja Ram Mohan Roy published the Bengali translation of the Vedas and Upanishads. In this way, he placed the original text of these scriptures in the hands of the people. He founded the Brahma Samaj in 1828. He advocated belief in a universal religion based on the worship of one supreme God. He opposed idol worship, useless rites and rituals, and costly sacrifices. He also condemned blind faith and superstitions. He opposed untouchability and the rigid caste system prevailing in the Hindu religion and society. Raja Ram Mohan Roy advocated equality and brotherhood of all men. He stood for respect of all religion. Social reforms. Raja Ram Mohan Roy's great achievement in the field of social reforms was the abolition of the evil of sati in 1829 with the help of Lord William Bentinck, who made it a crime punishable by law. He advocated the cause of women education. He wanted women to be given the right to inherit property. He desired that women should occupy a respectable position in society. He was opposed to polygamy, child marriage, and female infanticide. He favored widow remarriage, which was legalized in 1856, and the intercaste marriage. Raja Ram Mohan Roy laid the foundation of an English school, the Hindi College, and the Vedanta College. The ideals and the work of Brahma Samaj can be summarized as: the Brahma Samaj condemned evil customs like sati, parda, child marriage, forced widowhood, polygamy, female infanticide, and discrimination against women. The Brahma Samaj began a struggle against the caste distinction prevailing in the society, including the evil of untouchability. The Brahma Samaj stood for the spread of education of modern subjects as well as English language in the schools, so that women's knowledge could come within the reach of Indian students. The Brahma Samaj opened many schools. The Brahma Samaj believed in only one God, who is the creator and sustainer of the universe. It was opposed to idol worship. The Brahma Samaj respected all religions and advocated that all religions were equal and alike. It brought about a synthesis in the philosophy of the Upanishads, ethical teaching of Islam, and humanism of Christianity. The Brahma Samaj applied a rational approach towards the religion, so it was opposed to blind faith, irrational superstitions, useless rites, rituals, and sacrifice. In today's lecture, we have only till the Brahma Samaj. Coming next would be the another social reform movement and the foundation of the Indian National Congress and its aim and objectives. Till then, take care, be safe, God bless you.